Check. Good evening, everybody. Let me get these out of my ears because that time delay kills me. All right, we'll give everybody another minute. It just turned 8:59. We'll give everyone a minute, and we'll do what we do every week. Y'all know the routine. Y'all know the routine. We'll talk just a tad about Shake and Bake, what the possibilities are for this weekend, and then we'll get into the chat, and hopefully you guys keep me going for another hour. So we got Eric, we got One Bad Plum, Tim, Pro Charge, Hard Rock. Welcome, folks. Welcome. Randy, what's up, buddy? Rust free bed in Denver. I bet it's probably pretty tough up there. Yeah, Big Three's shop. That happened, golly, a while ago. I know they're looking to. I'm not sure how much they've rebuilt, but I know they're looking to get back up and running. But here's where we are. Here's where we are with Shake and Bake. I've got two different opportunities. Hang on one sec. There we go. All right, so I've got two different opportunities, and I'm still teetering on which way I want to go. So I can do one of two things. We can go back to Capitol. It's supposed to be nice the next couple days. So they have a north versus south, east versus west thing going on, domestic versus imports kind of deal going on, where depending on the turnout, I could win some money going racing. Or we go to Cecil, begin to figure out what I need to do to make it run 9.0 so I can run the 9.0 class in the Modern Street Hemi Shootout. It's the 18th and 19th of this month. So I'm still kind of in debate. Y'all know Capitol is kind of sketchy for me, even though I keep going back. Capitol is a little bit sketchy. But being that it's he's putting on a big event, I would hope that the prep is much better. And it's not going to rain 3 days prior, so shouldn't be too much moisture in the track after everything dries up over the next couple days. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe I'll get my hot girlfriend's gut check and see which way I should go. But Mike, what's going on, buddy? And Brandon, what's up? What's up? Damon, all right, how's it going, buddy? I heard Colonial Beach having a big race in a couple weeks. Yeah, thing with Colonial Beach is their 8th mile. I'm not a big 8th mile guy. which pays better versus the difficulty. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many cars. It really depends on how many cars show up. I think the top, the first place is 3,000, but it really depends on how many cars show up. So it could be much less than that, depending on the number of cars. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Capital is always sketchy with me, and knowing I have a test and tune at Cecil where I know I can get up there and I know that I will hook and not have any issues. I'd rather pay $40 and hook a couple times and get some stuff figured out than running all out and possibly winning some money. I don't know. We'll see. I'll debate about it. But really, that's the only thing new with Shake and Bake. We haven't changed anything. We haven't put anything new on other than what I did in the that semi-short video where we fixed a couple things, hooked up a couple things. Still waiting. Shout out to HHP, man. HHP, those folks are incredible. They really are. If you don't know, I think, did I talk about this last week? I may have talked about this last week. But yeah, I mean, they could have just simply said, yep, send back that diaper. We'll refund your money and, go find one that will fit. Instead of doing that, they sent a 6'4" pan out to DBE or DBE, something like that, is the manufacturer. Sent them a 6'4" pan, and they're working on it now. So hopefully I should have it within a week or so. Crossing my fingers. That's just me estimating. They didn't really give me a time frame, but I'm guessing maybe a week or so until they can get it to me. Now, yes, I did have to send the other one back. So I didn't get nothing for free. But yeah, so those shout out to HHP. If I did it last week, I'm doing it again this week. Those folks are on top of their game. Eric says, go to the event and possibly win some money. Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility I can win some money, but it's not really setting me up for the Modern Street Hemi Shootout, because yeah. Timothy can't get popped for 150 in the 8th, though. That is true, but they also have 8th mile times and speeds too. So 3-pedal J, what's up, buddy? Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Brandon already ordered some refurbished Eagle heads, back with 1-year warranty, clean and pressure tested. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely curious. I'm with Eric. Kind of how much were the heads? That's sounds like a pretty good deal. Refurbished with a 1-year warranty. You know what? I forgot to grab me a water. I'll be right back. Got to keep the whistle wetted down. Jay just got back from football practice. That's his son going to football practice, folks. Pro Charger going back to Jay. Eric didn't know Jay played football. It's his son that plays football. Good news. Adjustable tilt and throw out came in today, and the Manton push rod's coming tomorrow. Nice, Jay. Nice, Jay. Things coming in. Now you just got to figure out time to make it happen. Damon. So since you've had both, pros and cons, 5'7" versus 6'4". Man, you hit me with a biggie. Y'all know my heart bleeds 5'7" still. Y'all know that. Hopefully y'all know that. But pros and cons. Really, I love them both. I really do. Obviously, it takes more boost to get the same time out of a 5'7" than going to 6'4". 6'4", you don't need as much boost to make the same amount of power as you would as a 5'7". Y'all know the deal. Stock for stock, that's a different story. So, if we're to talk about a stock 5'7" versus a stock 6'4", and then modifying it, I like modifying the 5'7". But the 6'4" is easy to modify with some drop-ins, like a living proof, right? A set of drop-ins. You don't even have to port the heads. You don't have to port the intake, and boom, you could be making arguably 1,200 rear wheel horsepower with some drop-ins. Man, I'm scratching. You got me digging. You got me thinking. The 5'7" was a lot of fun. It really was. The 5'7" is the underdog of the group. Always seems to be the underdog of the group. It's always fun to take a 5'7" and go out there and say, yeah, it's just a 5'7", and we're running 9s, But, it's one of those things. Money and time, you can make anything go fast, pretty much. But, yeah, I'm struggling. Damon, he got me struggling. And y'all have heard me say this before. The 5'7" was crazy. It was a great car, great engine, made a lot of power, made pretty good torque. But the 6'4" is, once you put the drop-ins in, it's a different level. The 6'4" is just it's just stupid. It really is. But you really can't go wrong with either one of them, Damon. Yeah, I'm still digging. I mean, obviously, right? The con for the 5'7" is you're leaving some CCs on the table compared to the 6'4". The 6'4", just by its nature being a bigger engine, is going to make more torque. Yeah, I don't know if I really answered the question. I don't know if I really answered that question or not. But I'm gonna stew on that one for a while. I'm surprised no one has asked me that question before. You're the first one that's asked me that question. Now you really got me thinking. Yeah, the pros and cons. Arguably, it takes more for a 5'7". So though I've never heard of a crank breaking, so you got to find a forged crank where the 6'4" comes forged. Yeah, you still got me digging. I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm gonna have to think about it when I'm not so engaged right now. If you don't know, I am not very good at answering tough questions off the top of my head. I really gotta. My hot girlfriend to tell you, I gotta sit down and think about something before I respond. if it's a really tough question, and that is a super tough question. But appreciate the question. I will continue to stew on that, and I may even make a video on that. I think that'd be a good video once I figure out my thoughts. Jay, it's going to be a long weekend. Yeah, buddy, you got a lot of work to do. Jay's going back to Eric. His kids play football. Yeah, Eric, hopefully Frankenstein's up and run pretty soon. I know Jay is trying to make the Modern Street Hemi shootout, but he's not going to push it to make it. So if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But I hope he does because it'll be fun. All right, Eric's going back to Jay about football. Tim, oldest turned 21, so she's going to have some drinks with me tonight. Nice. Tell her happy birthday from all of us. Go out and have some drinks, have some fun. Jay, my days playing football long behind you. You and me both. 6'4" heads flow much better. That is true. That's a good pro con there. Thanks, Jay. One bad plum. Heading back out on the 19th myself. Hopefully all good again after finding the vacuum line coming off from the last event. Yeah, hopefully everything goes good for you, Chris. I really do, man. I'm really rooting for you. Jay, the 5.7 pistons are a little stronger than the 6.4. Also true. Jay's giving me ideas for the video. David, I'm gonna make that video. I'm gonna make that video. That's a good one. Tim, I laugh watching GMG do a Hellion twin turbo kit and not gap in the rings. Yeah, buddy. So Eric's saying 940 for the heads. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Jay, honestly, the 5.7 picks up a bunch with tuning, but the 6.4 is where it's at. After actually building a 6.4 and knowing what a 5.7, yeah, that is kind of true. As much as I avoided saying that for years and years and years, yeah, the 6.4 is just crazy. RPMs can make some of the difference between the two. True. Brandon tested and proven. Warranted once you give them theirs for our core. Gotcha. Cleaned with new valves. Nice. Plus deck. That's not too bad. With all of that, that's not bad. 940 for a set of heads. That's not too bad. I answered the question already. All right, Jay. Jigstan, what's up, buddy? I mean, there's a reason the drag pack runs 5.8 instead of a 6.4, so something has to be better. Weight probably, better power somewhere. Yeah, I mean, they do. There's some other things with those drag packs. I'm not sure what it is they do, but yeah, there's some other stuff they do the drag packs too. So no replacement for displacement, except more boost. More boost and more RPMs. Brandon thinks there's only 9 CFN difference between the Eagle and the Apache heads. Interesting. Pro Charge 3090, my charger is AG Berg's Hemi Tuners, getting fuel system E85 and a little more boost. Nice. Getting it back on Friday. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Damon can't wait to see the video now. I said I'm going to make a video. All right. I may have to sit down and really think about this and put one together tomorrow. All right, Mike. So what's your conclusion? Why they would choose a 5.8 over a 6.4 or 4.11 for their latest models? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. One bad plum. AJ's the man. He is. He's been around for a long time doing this stuff, and he's made some really fast cars too. Skylane, just installed Hellcat supercharger over the weekend. Video coming soon on my channel. Only have map sensors and cooling fan wiring left. Getting Tomahawk 2.0 from Cam, Circle D, 8 HP 70, 309 LSD. Hey, that sounds like a good setup, man. That sounds like a really good setup. The IHI superchargers are really nice. They do make some power. They really do. A lot of people, laugh at the Hellcat superchargers because everybody's putting Hellcat superchargers on everything, or Hellcat swap at everything. But yeah, that's a good little setup. Skyline installed by my mechanic this weekend. Excited. Would you say I should dyno tune or remote tune? No great moose tuners near me. I have a Challenger RT and dragging a eighth mile. To be honest, you could go either way. I really like boosted. I really liked doing the dyno tune because it's a lot of people say it's one and done. It's not necessarily one and done, but I do like being able to do the dyno tune. But there's nothing wrong with remote tuning as long as you're able to get to the 8th mile and you're able to hook. You got good prep and all of that. So as long as you can get good logs to your remote tuner, there's nothing wrong with doing remote tuning. So you could go either way. Because I've done both, and it's possible. It's just with remote tuning, and there's a little more to it because there's a lot of back and forth between you and the tuner, and logging certain things and stuff like that. But yeah, you can't go wrong either way. Jay saying you do have to remember I had both too. Jake Stan going back to Plum Crazy, or you build a stock trans. Yeah, Skylane, you can go either way. If you don't have someone there to dyno tune it, obviously you're gonna have to go with the remote tune. Now there are tuners that can dial in if you have a dyno somewhere where you can put it on the dyno and they can remote into your car and tune your car on the dyno. There are tuners that do that. I can't remember exactly who does it. I believe Dave can do it or has done it. I'm not really sure. But yeah, it's that's a possibility as well. So keep that in mind. The reason is stupidity NHRA rules for the drag pack. That's true. That's a good point, Jay. Jig stand, stock transistings, racing valve body, and he's on an AG 1 too, so remember that. NHRA dictate what they can use. I want to learn more why Dodge does certain things. Yeah. So mostly why Dodge does certain things is EPA rules. Is really to come into compliance with emissions. That's the number one main reason why Dodge does why any manufacturer does what they do is to conform to regulations. But when it comes to racing, then there's the whole different the NHRA rules and stuff like that to come into play that they have to run by. So yeah, to run in certain classes, you can only do certain things. It's a real stickler sometimes. Brandon, there's a guy in Virginia with some ported Eagle heads around 1,300, but man, this guy doesn't pick up the phone. I'm in need of these heads ASAP and can't wait. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh God, this thing keeps skipping too much. Right. Jig stand's going back to Plum. Noah, what's up, Noah? Just pick up some from MMX. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Jig stand's going back to One Bad Plum. Pro Charge. Thanks, Davis. Still holding strong on the Nag one. Yeah, buddy. Mike is going back to Sky. Did you consider the Titan boost cam from Ryan? No, I can't wait on the lead time from MMX. One Bad Plum Dings Racing has guys running 9.5s at 150 on stock Nag ones. Man, that's that's crazy. That's good stuff. The Nags are strong units. They hold up well for some time. Yep. And they do like a little more rear gear. Yep. Brandon, plus I plan on getting T-Tech heads in the future. So I was on the fence of not wasting money on heads I wouldn't keep. Gotcha. I think Dusterhoff might have a set of T-Tech heads you can get shipped to you. Yeah, the T-Techs are expensive. They're really expensive. But I agree, Mo. No, they are what everybody runs because they do make a difference. 4K all day. Skylane. All right, Don. We'll probably drive 3 hours to Matt Green and Bowling Green to get a dyno for the first time. I'm in Knoxville. Then I'll data log and eTune. Yeah, that's not a bad plan. If you like I said, if you can get to a dyno, that's probably your best bet. And then hopefully your tuner will give you some revisions, and you can data log and do that. Yep. Jay, I want to set myself, but man, that's a tough pill to swallow. I'm thinking about the new AFR heads that came out. Yeah, I saw those. Those are nice too. Well, I know the best example is the E55 AMG full bolt-on and tune pushing like 800. So I know the Nag one is great. I have one. I just need a 309. Yep. What up, Don? I hope you're doing well, man. So glad to see the car doing what it's doing. You're killing it. Yeah, hey, we're doing our thing. Mac and I are doing our thing. Faster times in November for sure. We got a private, severely private, a big time private track rental coming up in November. There's only going to be probably 10, maybe 12 cars there at the most. So we're going to have a lot of time to do a lot of different things and make something happen. See how fast we can get Shake and Bake to really go. Brandon, yeah, I looked at the T-Tex HHP race and told me the lead time for them is crazy, 6 to 8 months. Whoa. That's rough. Jay, honestly, most folks don't make enough power to choke out the stock heads, especially if they are ported a bit. That's true. Brandon's going to look into Dusterhoff. All right. Mike, I did get to see the new Victor Hemi heads at Norwalk. Definitely bigger ports than their performer heads. All right. Noah's going back to Brandon. They keep them on the shelf. What do you mean by more gearing? Yeah, the Nag ones do like a 355. The 370s are, yeah, you're getting there. But if you can get a 355 gear, like Jay is saying, he's saying the same thing. If you can get a 355 gear, you'll be much better off. Brandon, HHP had some AFR heads, ported and dual spring heads, ready to ship for 4,600. Ouch. That's a tough pill to swallow. All right. Chick Stan's looking into the 355s. Skylane. Matt Sanford and Bowling Green is the tuner's name. Anybody heard of him? I have not heard of him. So, and I haven't looked for a tuner in years. So, but just, knowing people around, I've never heard of him. But that doesn't mean he's not good. don't take that as a bad thing that I haven't heard of him. But yeah, I haven't heard of him. One bad pun. Not sure you can get to 355 anymore. Dickstan, have y'all seen the Ripa Demon 170 3663 making 1500 wheel horsepower? Ridiculous. It is kind of crazy. I've been meaning to look into their Demon 170. I haven't had the chance to do it, but that's super light. That's super light. I can't remember. Maybe it was you that put it in last week on and gave me the link to what all they did to get down to 3,600 pounds. The video I want to see private. Sheesh. All right. Jay, ouch. I didn't know AFRs ran that much. That's T-Tech pricing right there. For sure. 4,600 is steep. Mike sent the pic on IG. One bad plum. Give US Gear a call out of California. They sell the gears for the Get Rag. Oh, okay. Cool. Brand, thought about the FR heads, but T-Tech are the leaders. I'm somewhere between 8 to 10K into the forged motor and another 3 in labor. I couldn't swallow spending that amount in short notice. Yeah, that is pretty stiff. Just says I can't find any 355 gears. Yeah. One bad plum, Jay, for me. 306 is good with the Whipple. Man, hey, love the vids. I'm racing in Missouri, 392 headers, cam, exhaust, tuned by J&B Performance, Hillsboro, Missouri. Nice. Thanks for chiming in, man. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Jay's going back to Brandon's. Going to be amazing when it's done. Yeah, Brandon's car is going to be a little ripper. Brandon's going back to Jay. I feel the Tiger King right now when he said, I'm never going to be financially recovered from this. I know, right? Noah, do you think a 5.7 base 392 stroker could make the power your motor is making? I'm not going to say it's impossible, but strokers tend to make a little less than the original 6.4s. So keep that in mind. You'll probably make a little less. Your torque will be a little less than a stock 392, but it's going to be more than a 5.7. So I think you could make the power I'm making with a stroked out 5.7. Absolutely, you can make that power. You just got to have the blower that's going to be able to do it. That's going to take a lot of boost to get you the same power range as a 6.4. Tim, I have to wonder if some of the other manufacturers have different ratios in their get rags. That's a good question. Very good question. Make SRT, going to do Pro Charger and Holly High Ram. Nice. Menke SRT. If you're interested, hit me up on Instagram. Hopefully you're on Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram. I may be selling my high ram and tick intercooler here in the future. So if you're not in a hurry for the Holly High Ram, just hit me up on IG and we can talk about it if you're interested. Brandon, 4600 is only if you wanted the upgrade components on the AFR heads. I think starting there in the 24 to 2600 range. Gotcha. Timmy's going back to Mint. Do you ever come over to Gateway? I haven't since the car's been done. Dells, what's up, buddy? What is the best 180-degree thermostats out there currently to get currently? Really, I would just, to be honest, I would go with the 797 thermostat replacement, and you'll never have to worry about a thermostat again. And all it is, I'm telling you, it looks like a big washer with holes in it, and then the fluid just keeps getting pushed through there. The smaller, the warmer it'll be, the bigger, the colder it'll be. I would get the 797 thermostat replacements and do that. But if you absolutely want 180-degree thermostat, Mishimoto is a good one. What else did I use? I can't remember the name of the other one I used, but I kept having problems with thermostats, so that's why I went with the 797 thing, Dales. But that would be my suggestion. Just go with the 797 and take the thermostat out altogether. Timothy, rotating assembly is heavier than a stroker theoretically. What did RT Lifes end up putting down? He was in the 8s, 9s, 8 or 9s, I think. I don't think he got over 1,000. I think he was in the like 800-900 range, if I remember correctly. 10 plus the cylinder wall thickness difference. Brandon, stroker kits will get you more torque over the 5.7 stroke. However, the 5.7 will outperform the stroker kit in the mid to high RPM since the pistons don't have to travel that much. All right. Just stand. Richmond differential ring and pinion gear kit 355 gear ratio says it's only for all-wheel drive chargers. Okay, we'll do that. We'll work out. Strokers don't make the same power as the original 392 because of the head difference. They make equal torque, though. All right. And what's going on, buddy? Race car is on E85. Nice. And that's awesome, buddy. That's good news. That's good news. Good to hear. Get that charger out on the track. No effects. I'm thinking of switching from my Whipple to an 86mm turbo. It'll probably be much kinder on the motor and then 1,000+ wheel range. Plus, I'm starting to question the Whipple reliability. Yeah. So if you don't have a 2.9 Whipple and you got like a 3.0 and a 3.8, yeah, they're having a lot of problems. A lot of problems with those Whipples. But 86, man, that's a big turbo. That's a big turbo. I've been through 3 O'Reilly's water pumps. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Shouldn't be going through water pumps like that. Brandon, yep, a faulty aftermarket thermostat is the reason my engine went. Yeah. That's why I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of messing with it. I think it was it Mac? Or maybe it was somebody in the chat that put them out there. I was like, yeah, no more thermostats. I'm getting this thing. And yeah, I'm using the 797 setup too. Yeah, it really is. It's just one less thing that can go wrong. No, I have the Mishimoto and it's been fine for over a year, but the 797 kit is what I suggest too. Yeah. And 165 simulator on race car and 185 on the Hellcat. Yep. No issues at all. Yeah. Mine, even in like, when it's like 70 something degrees, it's 185 or less. Brandon, crazy a thermostat, maybe spend tens of thousands on a new motor. Internals, right? I sent you a PM on Instagram. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I'll get back to you. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to sell the high ram and the tick intercooler. We're trying some things out with a shaker that Mac has at the shop. If we can find the right combination that keeps me roughly in the power level I'm at, and I can get the shaker on top, shaker will be back, folks. That's long range plan right now. It just all depends if we can get the right setup to be able to put the shaker back on. Because I love the shaker. My hot girlfriend loves the shaker. A lot of you guys like the shaker. I do want to bring the shaker back. But with the setup it's on right now, it's just it just doesn't work. But we're looking at shear fab, possibly a little shorter runners than the high ram, to lower it a little bit, plus the shear fab. The throttle body sits back and it's angled at 45 degrees. It sits back like 4 or 5 inches. So there's a lot more room there. So it's a possibility. Menke, I'll get back to you. 797 is the move, 100%. Yeah, I'm going turbo as well. Was sure I would have to get a Hellion kit, but found a place that does high horsepower builds. All right, nice, Brandon, nice. No, I want to have plenty of turbo. I could go smaller, but 86. But I don't want to be maxing it out since 86 is rated for 15. I'll never see that. Okay, I got you. I'm with you. I see what you're putting down. Just saying, I forgot to ask last week, what was the issue with the Gen 5 Whipples? It has to do with the helical gearing in them. It just they're having issues with the gears, which is really strange, but and they haven't figured it out yet. So that's the problem with the Gen 5 Whipples. Not all of them are doing it, but a lot of them are. So that's what's going on with the Whipples. It's the internal gears or the way that helical things work. Something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it has to do with gearing inside that the Gen 5 Whipples are having problems with. Anyone have a good reference on an aftermarket radiator? I really like mine. You do got to do a little fabrication. It's not much. I can't remember exactly what we had to do. You can look at my video. But what is mine? I can't remember off the top of my head what mine is, which is terrible. But look in one of my more recent videos. I got the radiator that I'm using in there now. Tim, temp probe and programming for fans. And one bad problem, Jay's saying it's bearings that seem to be the issue with those. Yep. Jay's saying Mishimoto too. Long live the shaker. I still have the hood. I still have the hood. I still have the shaker. We got a possibility of making it work, Tim. we got a fairly decent pot, and I got a shop that will do the shaker, put the shaker on top for me. So things are coming together to possibly get the shaker back. BB, I love the shaker too. Yeah, man. Everybody loves the shaker. I love the shaker. My hot girlfriend loves the shaker. I'm trying to get it back. Again, it's going to take time and money. Time and money. But we're going to try and get it back. Jake Stan, glad I got my 2.9. Ooh, almost bought a 3.0. Yeah. Yep. You're lucky to have the 2.9. Menke, I love the high ram look. I do like the, don't get me wrong. I don't think the high ram look is terrible. It's just I like the shaker better. For a little bit more for nostalgia's sake, I guess. I like the shaker better, but the high ram does look good popped out the hood. It really does. There's a lot of people who like the high ram too, but the rotors eat themselves. Yep. One bad plum. He's got a 2.9 Whipple. Yep. Frankenstein makes cool intakes too. They do. They do. But they're super expensive. They're super expensive. Plasma Man makes a great intake, but they're super expensive. Where Sheer Fab is basically the same concept as the two, little boxier, but same concept as those two, but a little bit lot cheaper. I made my decision after seeing a car. All right, buddy. Jay's going back to Eric. Send me a link. My Frankenstein needs a Frankenstein intake. That would be funny, Jay, but don't be surprised at the sticker shock when you see it, because you know who also uses Frankenstein intakes, Cletus. So you know the price just went up because Cletus uses them. But anyway, need a nerd to maximize the runners under a shaker for big power builds. Yeah, we do. I mean, I could have run, if I upgrade to F1A94, I could run it, you know, on a 6.1 intake and made that work. There's ways I could have made it work, but I just went the high ram route for I don't know what reason I went the high ram route. I just went that way. But there's, you know, Magnuson actually makes a kit to keep the shaker and run the Magnuson 2650. So there's other avenues to go that you can keep the shaker and you know, go boosted. And you know, Maggies they don't make huge power, they make pretty good power. No, the ones that are not doing it are on borrowed time. Yep. Menke found a fiberglass SRT hood on Marketplace for $150. So going to cut it up when I do the high ram. Gotcha. That's a good deal, man. That's a good deal. $150. All right, where did I go? There we are. For sure was the first thing I thought of. Cornerstone and D Performance have some really great air to water intakes. Yep. See, the Sheer Fab has one built into the intake, so it's kind of like what I got now, but it's shorter. It's way shorter. It's like an inch or two shorter up front and in the back, so it sits lower. And like I said, it also brings my problem isn't the height of the high ram. My problem is where the throttle body sits. The throttle body sits so far forward because of that snout that comes off the front, where Sheer Fab doesn't have that snout, and it sits back like I think it's like 4 inches. So it brings the throttle body back. Now, obviously, we're gonna have to refab the piping to get into to get from the Pro Charger to the throttle body. We'll have to refigure that out. But I think it sits it back far enough where we can just drop the hood on, put the shaker on top of the hood, and we get the shaker back. So that's kind of what we're planning. Brandon, get ready to spend $5,000 to $8,000 on them intakes. They are expensive. Jay's got the money. Jay will beg to differ on that one. Just snag a Tick Performance air to water inland cooler that are like $3,000. Yeah, so I got my whole kit. My Holly High Ram and the Tick air to water. I got it for what, $2,200. So yeah, but like I said, the problem is I just can't fit the shaker on there. Brandon, let me borrow a few dollars. $350. I like the way the Holly High Ram comes out of the hood. It's aggressive. It is super aggressive. But I do like the nostalgia of the shaker hood. But we'll see how it goes. If it works, if we can make it work, we'll make it work. If not, we're sticking with what we got. Damn Loch Ness Monsters. That's funny, Tim. That's pretty good. Yeah, but the Ticks use the Holly base from the High Rams. I think you still will have to modify the hood with Cornerstone and Demon. The intake's clear. All right, I'll go take a look at them, Brandon. But now, do the Cornerstone and the Demons, do they have an integrated air-to-water intercooler in them, though? Jay, Plasma Man's the way to go if I had to loot. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And controversial topic. People getting sponsorships from social media, not because they win races. Talk amongst yourself. Yeah, that's a good topic, Ant. That's a good topic. Tim, Plasma or SME. Yep. Jay said I'll pass on that deal. Yeah, they are expensive. Oh God, I just jumped a whole bunch. If you want something that won't require cutting the hood, be ready to spend like $5,000 minimum. Yeah. Chick Stan, I kind of want to make an at-home drag pack, never getting down to 3,200 pounds. Yeah, no kidding. And also, not a slight on Don, more like other people I have seen get stupid deals that don't deserve them. Oh, I really don't. I don't have any sponsorships. I wish I did have a sponsorship. That'd be nice. But I'm with you, Ant. I'm with you 100%. And so to kind of compound your topic is not necessarily sponsorship, but people get business based on social media and nothing else. And I'll think you know who I'm talking about. I think y'all know who I'm talking about because he's really good at putting a bunch of stuff out there on social media and getting a lot of work from it. But I'll leave it at that. Jick Stan, I'm 3,500 without me in it. Man, that's super light, Ant. Whew. Also, keep in mind cage requirements change on weight too. Yep. What'd you get? Oh, it's a race car. It's a race car, Jick's dad. Everything. Yeah, it's a tin can. You have to remove everything. I would love the Tick if they would make a mid ram for the Hemis. Would clear without having to cut. That is true. And gutted it, turned it into a drag pack. Yeah, it's there. There's literally nothing in it. No, so just remove all interior. You didn't need to cut anything. I think he did cut some things out. So it's a crossover between legit drag pack and Mark Walker's stink eye car. Gotcha. Cheaper than the DP and you have a VIN. Yep. 100%. BPAT. So sleeping slow morning. I'll watch overnight. No problem, buddy. You're good. It's all good. Not a problem. Not a problem. Hey, life happens. Things happens. I get it. It's all good. But I appreciate you taking the time to go ahead and watch it later on. And nothing was cut out, but also the 2012 frames are way lighter than the 15 plus. Gotcha. Also keep in mind a drag pack has a 3-gallon cell. Cuts weight a ton when a gallon is like 16 pounds. That's true. I think 6 to 10 frames are lighter as well. One bad plum. If you want to see a great example of weight reduction for a drag car, check out Hemi-Wagon's Magnum 2,600 pounds. Ooh, that's light. That's probably pretty close to a 6-second car being that light. And it's light, but he's going to get into body stiffness issues. Guaranteed to be flexing on launch. B-Pat to One Pipe Pump. Saw your car featured on Mopar Bro channel. Car looks and sounds great. Yeah, his car is awesome. He's got a really nice setup. Menke. Then you'll see the high ram on my car. Let me see if we can make it work first, Menke, and then we can talk about getting you a pretty good deal on a high ram and a tick intercooler. One bad plum's going to B-Pat. What's the lowest you've seen a charger get? Brandon, yes, Don, you can order them with integrated air to water intercooler. Okay, cool. I'll take a look at them and see what they got. Racer X said he would do a video on someone's car. I threw your name out there faster than his 170. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Mike, hit me up on Instagram on how I throw my name in a hat, and I'll throw my name in there. Because I think that'd be some good press coverage for me. Jay, I think I'm happy with my Holly. Don sold me, it fits and it should work just fine with what I'm trying to do. Yep, Racer X is freaking annoying, bro. I really dislike him. He is a bit annoying. I do watch some of his videos, but he is a bit annoying. He did shell out for the 170. Yep. Racer X, it is stock. It is stock 170. Yep. Menke, I get pretty good discount at the shop I work for, keeping it a secret for now. I get to work around some of the coolest pro mods and drag. Nice. That's awesome. That's a good deal. I thought we were talking about RSP. Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. When he first started, he was okay, not anymore. Yeah. He's like I said, I do watch some of his stuff, but not as much as I used to. Like Mike said, back in the day, he was pretty good, but when he got out of the game and went Mustang, that's when I stopped watching a lot of his stuff. Just understandable. When he said the only car he lost to was a turbo Mustang, I knew he was a clown. Yeah. Once he started talking up the terrible Hornet, I couldn't take him seriously anymore. He did try and talk the Hornet up a little bit. And I have my issues with RSP. Nothing about his work. He's out there. I have a problem with him creeping in my DMs, bashing my two best friends, Mike and Matt. Yeah, then there's that. He is. I don't want to get into it. I got to stay out of it for now. B-Pat, don't get me started either. RSP King the Hawks. Yeah, I'm just gonna be quiet now. y'all brought RSP into the chat. I was trying not to bring him in. Stuart, I like the early NA drag packs. Hard to come by. They are hard to come by for sure. All right, more on RSP. Let's leave RSP alone, guys. That's a drive boat, bro. Nobody making that. Hey, I went to Michigan. I drove to Florida, and it's about the same. He went to Georgia and got embarrassed. You ain't seen the meme yet. People travel to Ohio. I have. Oh, I watched it many times. It's hilarious. Milan is world-class track too. It is. I'm from the DMV. Made that trip once and never again. Hated it. Yeah, I'm in Maryland as well. All right, we're coming up on 10 o'clock. You guys got to stop chatting. No prep stick races up in Canada. Yep. I had to get out of Baltimore. North Carolina's cheaper and plus slower cars. Yeah. Missouri is where it's at. All right. All right. It's like 10 o'clock. I'm going to get down to the bottom of the chat and we're going to call it a night, folks. But yeah, y'all go check out some of the memes, some of the videos that are out there. I'll leave it at that. But hey, I definitely appreciate y'all chiming in. Again, keeping me going for an hour. Going back and forth, doing, talking cars, talking smack, and doing our thing like we always do. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all supporting the channel, supporting me, supporting the car. And we got faster times to come. So we'll see you. I got to do the 5.7 to 6.4 video. I'm going to do that one. I'll do that one tomorrow if I get time. If not, maybe Friday. And then this weekend, we're going to be racing. It's just depends where I go. But all right, everybody have a good night. Y'all be safe. Until next time, adios.